Folks, in my 20 years in the league, I've seen a lot of blockbuster moves, a lot of player dramas, and some moves that change the course of entire franchises. But I can tell you straight up, what's unfolding right now. It's unlike anything I've seen before. An event so monumental, so clandestine, that it could redefine the AFC playoff picture and possibly the entire NFL landscape. I'm talking about a potential trade so massive, so shocking, it's being kept under lock and key by the highest levels of NFL insiders. Yet I've got the inside scoop, and I'm here to tell you this isn't just rumor, it's a seismic shift that's happening right now as we speak. Something that could send shockwaves through the league, and if what I've uncovered is true, it's not just happening. It's being orchestrated from the shadows, behind closed doors, with a master plan that's about to blow the lid off everything you thought you knew about the Steelers and the safety market. But before I unveil the details, make no mistake, this is a secret so big, so explosive, that the true reason for this move is still lurking in the dark, waiting to be revealed. Trust me, what you're about to hear, if accurate, will be the tip of a much larger iceberg. And the best part, it's just getting started. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, smash that like, because what I'm about to tell you could alter your entire perception of the NFL's most clandestine game of chess. And if you want the full insider story, the real story, you know what to do. Stay locked in, turn your notifications on, because I'm about to take you deep inside the storm brewing in Pittsburgh and the hush-hush negotiations involving a player who's been the backbone of the Vikings for over a decade, Harrison Smith. Now, for the uninitiated, you might think this is just another veteran free agent sitting on the sidelines, perhaps contemplating retirement. But trust me, this is not your average player. Harrison Smith, the legendary safety out of Notre Dame, who spent an incredible 14 seasons with the Vikings, has just entered a new chapter, one that could see him donning the black and gold of the Steelers. And how did we get here? Let's peel back the layers on this covert operation, the behind-the-scenes maneuvering that's gone unnoticed by most, but not by those of us who follow the league with eagle eyes. Because what's happening now? It's about to change everything. First, I need you to understand, Harrison Smith, as of today, is officially a free agent. His contract with Minnesota, a one-year, $10.25 million deal signed last March, just expired. And despite moments of speculation, the Vikings have made it crystal clear they're not planning to re-sign him. The season just wrapped up, and with Smith's age creeping up on him, he turns 37 in a few days. There's an undeniable buzz that this is the end of the line. Yet, what if I told you? That's exactly where the Steelers come into play. Because sources close to the franchise tell me, and I have the proof, that Pittsburgh's front office has had eyes on Harrison for months. They've been in discreet talks, sending signals that they are prepared to make an offer so tempting it might just be the steal of the offseason. But why? Why now? And why Harrison? The answer is layered, and it's more complex than just need. Pittsburgh isn't just looking for a veteran presence, they're hunting for a game-changer. With Mike McCarthy's recent hiring, officially announced over the weekend, a move that sent shockwaves through the NFL, the Steelers are pivoting towards a hybrid, versatile defense, one that demands football IQ, leadership, and undeniable toughness. Harrison Smith embodies all of that, but what makes his case even more intriguing? It's his film, his pedigree, and his uncanny ability to read plays before they even develop. Let's examine the Steelers' current roster as of January 28, 2026, and see where this fits. Historically, Pittsburgh's defense has been rooted in the 3-4 scheme, with a linebacker core that's aggressive and a secondary that's evolved over the years. But what they've been missing? A true enforcer in the back end, a player who can patrol the deep zone, step up in run support, and deliver hits that demoralize opponents. Harrison Smith, at 36 with over 150 starts, epitomizes that. His football intelligence is legendary. He's a player who can diagnose plays in a split second, make the right coverage calls, and deliver those game-changing turnovers. Now, let's get into the technical side. Harrison's strengths are well documented: elite anticipation, quick closing speed, and a nose for the ball. Since entering the league in 2012, out of Notre Dame, his resume is filled with clutch moments. Remember that game against the Giants in 2015? He returned a pick-six 35 yards to seal a win. Or his 2025 Week 17 performance, 3 passes defensed, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and an interception, earning NFC Defensive Player of the Week honors. These aren't just stats, they're highlights of a player who elevates his entire defense. And on the advanced metrics, his Pro Football Focus grades consistently hover in the elite range, especially in coverage and run support. But the question many are asking, and I've heard it from NFL insiders, is, can he still keep up with the young guns? That's the million-dollar question and my take. Harrison's film in 2025 suggests he's still got gas in the tank, but it's about scheme fit. That's where the Steelers come in. They've always valued versatility in their safeties, hybrid players who can do it all. Harrison Smith, he's a perfect match. Think of him as the modern-day Troy Polamalu in terms of instincts, but with a more disciplined, situational awareness. And under Brian Flores' scheme, which emphasizes aggressive, multiple fronts and versatile coverage, Harrison could be deployed as a box safety, a hybrid enforcer, or even in deep coverage when needed. Now, how could a trade happen? That's where things get juicy. The Vikings, as of today, are in a conundrum. They're actively seeking successors, with young safeties like Josh Metellus, Theo Jackson, and Jay Ward, but none can replace the veteran leadership and stability Harrison provides. Minnesota's thinking, and this is a distinct possibility, is to cut him outright to clear cap space, which would free up $10.6 million in dead money but open the door for a trade. Pittsburgh, with a keen eye on the market and a need for a proven leader, could swoop in, offering a conditional mid-round pick, maybe a 4th or 5th, plus some incentives based on performance. Cap-wise, I've done the math. The Steelers are sitting on some wiggle room, and if they can maneuver a restructuring of Harrison's deal, pushing some bonuses into 2027, for example, they could absorb his veteran salary without crippling their cap. The Vikings. They might be open to a cap relief move, especially if they're eyeing younger players or draft assets to build around their youth movement. And here's the kicker, why would Harrison go to Pittsburgh? It's about legacy. Playing for a legendary franchise, in a defense that's historically fierce, under a coach like McCarthy who's proven he can win with veteran leadership, it's a perfect storm. And consider this, the Steelers are on the cusp of returning to elite status. They just fell short in the playoffs, but with a strategic addition like Smith, they could be the team nobody wants to face in 2026. Now, what's the bigger picture? Imagine the scenario. Harrison in Pittsburgh, mentoring the young safeties, instigating turnovers, and perhaps most importantly, leading the defense to a playoff resurgence. It's a match made in football heaven. His leadership, combined with the Steelers' aggressive scheme and young talent, could unlock a new level of dominance. But the real bombshell, this trade isn't just about adding a veteran. It's about sending a message. Pittsburgh is serious about competing right now, about embracing that win-now mentality, and about reclaiming their place at the top. And here's what you need to be watching for. Watch the Vikings' cap maneuvers over the next week. Keep an eye on Pittsburgh's draft plans, especially if they consider packaging that 21st pick in the draft along with a player or future pick to make the deal happen. The NFL is a game of chess, and Harrison Smith is the queen, powerful, versatile, and about to change the entire board. So what's my final take? This move, if it unfolds as I predict, could be one of the most strategic, game-changing trades of 2026. Harrison's a Hall of Fame caliber player whose leadership transcends stats. He's the glue piece that could transform the Steelers from a good team into a serious contender, especially on defense. The stars are aligning, and my sources tell me that Pittsburgh's front office is counting on this move to be the catalyst for a legendary resurgence. The question now is, will Minnesota pull the trigger? Will the Steelers pull out all the stops? Because if they do, you'd better prepare. The NFL's landscape might just be about to shift dramatically, and Harrison Smith will be at the heart of it. Remember, this isn't just speculation. This is a strategic chess move, one that's been quietly building from the shadows. The league isn't talking about it openly, but believe me, the moment those players step onto the field in September, everything changes. And Pittsburgh, with its storied history and newfound leadership, might just be the team to make history again with one of the most shocking acquisitions of the offseason. Stay tuned, because I'm telling you, the next few weeks will be critical. Watch the Vikings, watch the Steelers, and most of all, keep your eyes on Harrison Smith. Because what's coming? It's bigger than any of us could have imagined. And trust me, you won't want to miss a second of what's about to unfold.